Hello and welcome to day 3 of my craft room clear out using my stamp sets for one last time before I say goodbye. I'm Sarah Jane from Cards and a Cuppa, and today we're going to use this wood mount stamp set called Bella's Bloom, and I'm going to be recreating this card that I made the other day and messed up so badly that I couldn't even show you the video. So I'm going to make this again and try and get it properly done. So we're going to start with a piece of thick whisper white, and I'm going to cut that down at 10.5 centimeters, and score at 14.8 to make our top fold card base. And I'm going to use a piece of thick whisper white and use the flower image from the stamp set and the It's Time to Bloom sentiment. I'm going to ink the flower with markers, and so the ones I have today are Strawberry Slush and Garden Green, and they make quite a nice colour combination. I'm going to use the thick end of the marker pen, and so you can see the thick and the thin ends. So you need to use the side of the marker to ink your stamp. Get any fluff or anything off your stamp set before you do it, and just colour in the image using the side of your marker. Swap over to the Garden Green. And then before you stamp that, you need to breathe on it, huff on it heavily. So I'm going to do that. And there's your flower. And to cut that out, I'm going to use the Stitch Shapes Framelits dies. I'm going to use the not the biggest, the next one down, size circle. And to layer that up, I'm going to use the Layer in Circles Framelits Stampin' Up dies. And I'm going to use, I think it's this one coordinates with that. No. Yeah, so the largest set, but the second one in from that. And so I'm going to cut this from the white. I've got a piece of my post-it note tape to hold that in place, and then I'm going to make the layer in So Saffron out of the scallop circle. So I'll be right back with that. And there we have them. And so I did find some nice yellow ribbon to go with that. Now to attach that, I think I'm going to use one of my mini staples. And so I'm just going to twist this ribbon so that the centre is, or the piece that I'm stapling is tiny. If you can see that. And then I'm going to staple a bit fiddly still on camera. Staple where the knot's going to go. And I've got, see, it's a very small, tiny little staple. It's a little Bambi mini stapler. And then I can just easily tie a bow on the card, and I haven't got to worry it's going to fall off. So loop up with the right hand side, come over and then up with the left hand side, and then just fiddle about with your. Now this ribbon, you do have to be careful not to tie it too tight, otherwise I found on this card that I made before, if you do it too tight, then the ribbon doesn't sit properly, doesn't sit how I would like it, which is more open. And so I'm going to make sure that I don't tie it really tight like I did the last time. So I'm going to leave it more looser, more loose, not looser. And then trim the ends of your ribbon. And because you left it on the roll, all you've got is the little piece at the end as wastage, but it's still enough ribbon to work with. And so I'm going to add this this white layer to the So Saffron layer with glue. So my favourite is Tombow Multi. I don't know if Stampin' Up still sell this. You can have a look on the Stampin' Up UK website and find a demonstrator local to you, or if you want a recommendation for somebody, then I'm more than happy to recommend a demonstrator who will be able to send directly to you no matter where you are in the UK. So just drop me a message and I'll give you some recommendations. Now I'm going to do this very similar to this. Add a strip of pink, which is Blushing Bride, in a banner, but I am going to try underneath this. I misstamped, which is why I ended up with two banners. I'm going to see if I can stamp it properly this time and not make so many mistakes. And so this is just going to be 1.5 centimeters wide. Just going to cut a little V in the end. To make a banner. Add that to my card base, so line up that and add that. It's going to be about there. Make sure it's straight. And then I'm going to stamp the sentiment in Blushing Bride. But I am going to stand up for this so that hopefully I press it properly onto the card base this time. There you go. Now I'm going to, now the glue has dried a little bit, is just trim that from behind. And then add this image panel with some dimensionals. And then to finish, I'm going to use some of these long retired frosted sequins, which have cute little snowflakes and things in it, which would have been quite appropriate last week, but I'm just going for the lovely silver sequins that we've got in there. I find the easiest way to position them is to place them where you want them, and then slide them over with your glue when you glue. So I've got a fine tip glue pen, which one of these doesn't work because it's been sat for so long, but this one does, so I've still got one of these left. So just slide that over and pop a dot. And then hopefully you don't end up with glue in the wrong place that way. So that completes day 3 of my craft room clear out, making one card every day using some of my retired and soon to be sold stamp sets. This one uses Bella's Bloom, and we've even got a 2-for-1 today. Don't forget to follow me and like and subscribe on YouTube and social media, and then you can follow along and see what we make with all the other stamp sets. Thanks for watching today.